Hey everybody, how are you? Oh, I'm so sorry to make the camera give you a seasickness. There we go. They say if you do the little swipey swipe, that then you can see comments easier. I don't know if any of it really works, y'all. But I'm gonna try to pull up comments on my iPad and also share myself around also with my friends. But I'm here. I'm gonna be streamed inside Craft Around the Clock. My name is Heather. This is my page, Velvet and Vines Design. I'm here in my shop. It's the DIY Studio. That's the name of it. And I teach local in-person classes here locally. And oh my gosh, I just saw the funniest picture from many years ago. Oh my gosh. Whew. How time has flown. Right? Hey Pamela, how are you? And I bet Tracy's gonna get me shared in there. I found myself. My volume's down. I'm gonna share myself around. And Craft Around the Clock is it's a great group I've been a part of for like 4 years now. And sometimes I'm really active in it, and then other times I go a little dormant, right? Like, isn't that kind of how things, you just like ebb and flow? But lately I have been streaming inside there weekly for like the last, I don't know, a little more than a month, right? Consistently. So this is, hey Drea, what are you doing, girl? So this is my time this week. So come hang out with me. So I have a couple classes coming up. Like I said, in my shop, I have some I'm doing here inside the shop, but then also some I'm doing outside of the shop that are these terracotta pots. And so I want to have a couple of samples on hand. All the samples I made last year, I either sold or used or gifted. And so all I have now are the little miniatures. And so this is the size of the pot that I use for the class. And of course, I just like to have multiple ideas. So I got another smaller one. So I've already painted this one white. I put it off to the side. We're gonna let it dry. I'm gonna take this one and paint it white. And I'm just using just Waverly chalk paint. Y'all know the deal, right? And I chose Snow White. You just can use something light. I always say when I'm teaching these classes, like, you want your base to be light. It doesn't have to be white, but it has to be light. So it could be almond, it could be like a buttery color, it can be white, it can also be off-white, so it doesn't have to be perfectly white. But decoupaging is like one of my favorite things to do. Not long ago, we redid pickle jars, a pickle jar and a wine bottle. And so now we're just going to do this terracotta pot. And this is a favorite class. It was pretty popular last year, and it's going that way this year. So I can't see comments on the iPad for whatever reason. You're homesick with it. Oh, vertigo is the worst. Oh, girl. Prayers for you. Hey, Lori Perkins. Prayers for you, Drea. Hey, Tracy. I see you got me shared in. Thanks, lady. How's all you chickens doing? I love all the things that you've done with like your yard and your chickens, and this is such beautiful. Like, today is gorgeous. Now, it does look like it's snowed because it's pollen everywhere, but my goodness, the weather is like, oh, it couldn't be any more perfect. So I got all my, or not all, but a couple of my plants outside, enjoying the weather, right? I get really strong morning sun here, and not all of my plants love that. So if I can let them outside and enjoy the weather, I do. Sometimes I put them out back, because out back has afternoon sun. You're welcome. Hey, Tina, what's up, girl? Oh, I haven't posted the pictures yet. I was going to say, Dana and Dottie came in and did their Bring a Vessel floral arrangement for Craft Club. And Dottie did the prettiest, like, black, like red and white flowers with black and white ribbon. Oh, it was so pretty. And it's like it looks like it would have been a wall sconce, but it stands up. And it looks like a metal vase. Like, it's so pretty. And then Dana she just did like her florals in a foam block, and she put it on top of a cake pedestal, which I thought was really pretty. So I'm excited to see what you bring in this Saturday. You and Andrea and Kiva will be coming in on Saturday. So what's your vessel going to be? And how was all your vacations? I want to hear all about it. I mean, I know you probably can't type it all in there, but did you at least have some fun? Did you shop? Did you get some good stuff? What'd you do? Hey, Fredna, how are you feeling, lady? It's hard to hear me. It's hard to hear me. Oh, let's see. All right, I got my volume on max. It's because I'm out here where the highway noise is loud. I wanted to enjoy the sunlight. I didn't want to be in my room with no windows. So I'll talk louder. Sorry, Lori. I'll talk louder. Hey, Amy. You're just coming on. Are you painting this with regular white paint? Selena, it's white chalk paint. It's Waverly chalk paint in Snow White. It doesn't matter, though. The terracotta pots are very dry, so you could use acrylic paint. You don't have to use chalk paint. It would dry just as well, right? So let me see. I got this one done first. Let's see if I even need to. Yeah, it's got a couple of wet spots. So we are going to dry it. It is going to be loud, but I'll try to pay attention to comments. You're just, oh, there we go. I got that one. So it should dry pretty easy because it's terracotta. It's really, it's already dry. Plus it's drier chalk paint. But either way, you can use anything you have. You don't have to go out and buy something special. Yeah. So if you already have like white acrylic paint, or like I was saying earlier, it doesn't have to be white, it has to be light. So if you already have like an almond color or a butter color, you can use that. So you want to do this? Yes. These are, they make such a difference in just an ordinary terracotta pot. Hi, Mary Beth. You can't wait to see the pictures of it. Yes, I'll show you. You look forward to it. I'll post it in our group. We got a lot of new napkins. Ooh. Oh, I want to see. I want to see. I reminded Dottie and Dana that next month is the bird bath. So I'm going to try to get some mosaic stuff so that we can play around with that. But I was wondering what you might do because of how much, how well you can paint. So I was wondering if you're going to do paint or stencil or something. One's pretty dry. Let's see. Since I got this out, I'll go ahead and give this a whirl. Yeah, napkins are like all the rave. It used to be like, this was 15 years ago, it would have been shoes, maybe purses, but now it's things like napkins, flowers, ribbon, I could care less about shoes. I have on the same flip-flops I've been wearing for the last 3 summers. So I have no desire to get new of those, but I'll go drop a 50 on a roll of ribbon real quick. Anybody else do that? Like anybody else with me? I'll go buy, a $25 pack of napkins just because they're cute. But I got the same flip-flops on I've had for 3 seasons. Hey Debbie, what are you doing? Hey Betty, you're new here from Southern Arkansas. Wait, Betty here from Southern Arkansas. Hey Betty, I have been to your state, love your state. I'm Heather and I live in Maryland, right on the Virginia border. So come on in, hang out with me. You're the same way, Betty, right? Like, I'll drop some money. Oh, goodness gracious. You buy both, Selena. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Oh, your painting sounds fun. You did get, you got a plate to smash. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm going to go thrift shopping. Hold on, I got to bang this. I'm going to go thrift shopping. That's a good idea. I might look at some of the dishes, see if we can smash up. That's a good idea. You always have some good ones. Yeah, Dana and Dottie. Dottie said she wasn't sure what she was going to do on hers. So, now Dana, she'll research. Dana will come in here with her research. She'll have about 17 photos on her phone, right? I love how she always has her plan. And she'll be like, okay, well, maybe this, but what do you think about this? So, hey, Ronnie Lynn, you wanted to say hello. You have a meeting. Oh, bummer for the work meeting. But thanks for being here. How are you? Yeah. All right, so now we're gonna go in and do the fun part of decoupage. I'm gonna use this napkin on the small pot. Tina, I think you saw that napkin before. And then I'm gonna use, this is a tried and true, very favorite napkin, but I love all the blue and white, right? So I'm gonna use these pots. So I'm gonna go in with that one on this one. So, and they're all dry. See how quick that went? So I painted this right before I went live and just scooched it to the side. We painted this together, dried them both, and look, we've only been together not even 10 minutes. So I like to use a tape of some sort so I don't have to fight with the backing of the napkin, but you can peel it by hand. Look, I'm saying that and I can't even see the end of the tape. There it is. And any tape, masking tape, painter's tape, scotch tape is usually what I use. But I just get a piece, sticky side to the back of the napkin. And this is just a 2-ply, so I only have 1 ply to lift off. You have to go. Bye, Amy. Thanks for hopping in. Hi, Debbie. How are you? How are ya? How's everybody's weather today? It is so pretty here. I mean, I'm thinking it's like, it's got to be high 80s. Oh, we just got a big freight thing. Oh, I don't think I'm parked in the way though. I mean, not me. It's not my freight. It's my neighbors. And I like to park in the back. All right, that one was a 3-plier. So we'll take those off just to be ready. And then I'm gonna get one more little piece of tape. Usually I reuse the piece as much as I can, but how y'all doing? Hey, listen, it's Wednesday hump day, it's tax day, and for some of us that have really crappy weather lately, those two came off in one effort. Love when that happens. We're having some of the nicest weather. So we got all the things going on. I'm gonna go ahead and tear this napkin. Normally like if I'm trying to do a pattern or something like if it was like a bird on here and I wanted to perfectly get the bird or the butterfly, I usually will use a small paintbrush that I wet with water and then I just trace around that object and then tear it that way. The feathering is when you tear it, it gives a feather, and the feather is what makes it look like, it was either printed on or painted on versus, and I even tear the straight edge versus just like slapped on, right? That's all the difference in the world. And I know that seems weird, especially if there's a pattern on the napkin, and some of these pieces I'm pulling a little thicker, but whatever. But that's fine. It's really kind of, you'll go in with big pieces and then patch it together. And the look, the payoff from doing it that way, I know it seems a little more tedious than just taking the whole napkin and wrapping it around. However, the payoff of the look is a far more like, it looks like, like I said, something that wasn't like slapped on. It looks more like it's like a part of the piece. It's, it's a part of art. So, hey Dawn, how are you? I can't paint for nothing. Cloudy but warm, Betty. Oh, it's so nice here. But you know what, Betty? Cloudy but warm is actually decent napping weather. So I don't know if you can take a nap or if you like naps. I'd say it's a close second to rain. Rainy day naps are always the best. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I like to work in steps where I get all the things done, as you can see, right? It just kind of makes things go a little smoother. And even though I'm ripping these off, I'm still putting them over here. If any of you ever watch me, typically I'm making a wreath or some kind of floral design, but if you've ever seen me, normally you'll hear me talk about my goodie bit pile. And that's, it's not a dirty reference, y'all, little dirty birds, right? I just mean anything that falls off, any of the, if it's a wreath, the flowers or the little pieces of greenery, or you just have those little clips left, I call those little goodie bits, right? And you put them to the side because when you're done, they make great little fill-ins. or put inside your bow or whatever. The same can be true here. All these little pieces, even though I'm trimming them off to make my edge feathered, if I have any small holes, it's a great place to go back to and use to fill in the small holes. So again, I know ripping the napkins seems like a strange thing to do, but trust me, the look is so much better than you using all the straight edges and just going boop. All right. All right, so I'm gonna rip this down in bigger sections. So one like that, one like this. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be like, in fact, the more imperfect, the better it looks. Oh, here's my brush. Trying to stay awake now. Betty's like, you're speaking my language. Yeah, it's great napping weather. I'm trying to nap now. Oh. Did I say hi to you, Dawn? I hope I did. All right, so I like to work in small sections, and usually from the top down. So we'll go right to there, and I go a little bit over, right? Because we're gonna shave off that end, and then I do the whole tap, 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 tap. And I go the whole way down. And then I just, wherever I miss. Sorry if you can hear the highway noise. I am right on the main highway that runs through Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia. Like right on it. It's right there. And so we just go tap, tap, tap. Right? And then over here. And if you work in smaller sections without overusing Mod Podge, Mod Podge is not my favorite decoupage medium. It's not. I like Duraclear. I had to look at the bottle. I'm like, oh my gosh, Duraclear. That's my favorite. But I use Mod Podge because that's what everybody else use. Oh, he just ran. He just ran over the whole curb. Go ahead with your big bad self in the truck. So hey Carol, what's up, lady? I'm so glad I did say hi. Thank you. I never know what I'm doing, and you know I got live brain, so that makes it even worse. I don't know what I'm doing, and I have live brain. Crew always sets me straight. Mom, you already said that to me. In fact, he said that to me today when I left. I think I told him like 3 times that he needed to shower and do his schoolwork. And they're like, Mom, you already said those words to me. Yes, I did. All right, here we go in with the next layer. And a little bit towards the top, as much as I can. I'd rather have it over, and then I can shave it off. And then a little bit of an overlap here. And then I follow it down. Now, if you see, this is going to have a little hole, and that's okay because we're going to repair that hole with that. And then if you see here, this overlaps a little bit too much, and I actually want to remove it. I personally don't like it to be like doubled up as much as I can help it. Some, you have a little tiny bit, but as much as I can help it. Now, right here, this ripped, and I always tell people this in class because they'll freak out. Oh, it ripped. No, don't worry about it. Just do a little patchy patch. So do a little Mod Podge down first, and then just tap, tap, tap. And it's like it never happened. I do my first layer, and then I go over once I have it all, all my little, I've patched up all my little areas, then I go over and I give it one final coat. So, hey Lindsay, I love Duraclear too, Dawn. Yes, I just think it's thinner. It just has a I don't know. I just like the way it. I just like it better. I just think people have a tendency to overuse, and that's when the napkin gets, kind of soggy, and it rips really easy and all the things. So as much as I can, I'm gonna match up, but you're not even gonna tell. Like, even if I didn't make that effort, you would not be able to tell. So see that seam went right there? You can't even tell it. So small sections, I promise you, tearing all the edges, and don't overuse your Mod Podge, and then voila, you'll have a beautiful project. Hi, Lynn, what are you doing? Are you loving this weather? Oh my word, it's amazing. And Tina, she just got back from vacation from amazing weather, so. All right, let's tear this one the same way. Yeah, it's so nice. Now the pollen, like I said, is as thick as snow here right now, but I'm not gonna complain because I'm just so happy that it's nice out. So, hi Mary, hi Sharon. Definitely loving it, I know, right? Hi Sharon. I saw your name and then I saw that you said hi, so I said it twice. All right, let's go in and finish this up. These come together so easy and so quickly, which I love. Now sometimes I like wrapping the top rim with like a jute rope. Sometimes I'll leave it stark white, you know, just like a white look, a white top. And then sometimes I finish it off with the same napkin that I'm using. Sometimes I'll use a different napkin. It's like, I feel like you can do so many things. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do this piece here. I'm gonna try to get this a little evened up. And typically I do my patchwork at the end, but you see how this is slanting? I don't want the pattern to start to slant, so I'm gonna go ahead and start like repairing that now. Or like filling in just that space now. I didn't put any Mod Podge down, hold on. There we go. So I'm just taking a piece like this. And I'm gonna rip this piece off. Right now, I can just go in and kind of do exactly what I was doing before with these little sections. And so I'm gonna match that one up here, and I will have a little hole here and up here, but that's okay, I'll repair it. All right, so let me get some Mod Podge down. So you kind of got to be okay with the imperfections along the progress or along the project, and then kind of at the end, bring it all together. So like I'll have an area here I need to repair, and then I'll have a little area here. But other than that, see how it lined up pretty nicely. Here we go. Hi, Irene. It doesn't smell as bad as Mod Podge. I agree, Dawn. I don't like the smell of Mod Podge either. I also don't like how, I mean, I used to love as a child having Elmer's glue on my hand and peeling it off. In all honesty, I think it was probably just having something to do when I was otherwise bored in class or something. I don't know that I don't know. Did we really enjoy it? I don't know. Anyway, I question all those things now. But I don't enjoy it now. Like I don't want that stuff stuck all in my hands. Ew. Nasty. And it doesn't seem to be as sticky, you know? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and rip this piece off now. And we're gonna start on this side here. I'm gonna rip this off a little more too. I don't think I think I'm gonna do just white on this rim here. So I'm gonna pull that off. So I've got a little spot here I've got to do, and this is a little too much extra. Like I said, I don't like too much overlap. Oop. All right, so let's just go ahead and rip that so you can see how I'll fix it. Let's just say I ripped all of that off and you're like, ah! So you can see, we're gonna repair this. We've got this space here to repair, right here. But other than that, I mean, look, right? Not bad. All right, so now let's go in and patch. Let's do some patch. I'm gonna do, and you can line things up. Most of the time I don't really think about it, but I want the pattern to be cute, so I might line up a little bit. It's so warm in here that I don't know, I probably should have put on my AC. Oh, I haven't, because it's usually so cold in here, so I haven't needed to. But all right, so we got that little patch going. I got a little hole right here. So we're just gonna work ourselves around and patch up holes here. Hey Tracy, how are you? Yeah, if any of you all like to plant flowers, you like flowers planted on your front porch or back porch or wherever, right? But if you like to use planters, I love this because it makes the planter go from plain to not plain, right? And they look like they're like something that you went out and spent all this money on, and it's just a terracotta pot that you decoupaged. So I love that. And my mom's made me pots before that had like tissue paper from like one of my baby showers. So like you can also make them meaningful. So if you collect like the tissue paper from a bridal shower or something like that, you can make like a keepsake, right? So you can do all kinds of stuff with it. It's also a way, like if you are decorating for like a wedding or an event, you're trying to keep things on a budget, it's a way that you can do that. Maintain the budget, right? But still have really pretty things. So anyway, I like it. And doing them on pots is one of my favorites. Next to jars and wine bottles. Hey Giselle, what are you doing? How are you been? You're in California, so you've probably already been having all this amazing weather, but we're just now getting it. So it's awesome. I love it. My dogs, well, I have a dog, but my son's dog is always at the house, and so I basically call her my dog. But the dogs love it. They didn't want to come in. I let them out on the deck. Like we have a big baby gate that goes across our like deck steps, so they just stay up there, and they have a little bed out there, and it cracks me up how they'll lay out there just like you know, like us as humans, like enjoying the weather or whatever. I don't like that color there anyway. All right, so we're just filling in some holes, some little holes, like where we've met up on the seams and stuff like that. And you don't have to give it a ton of thought. I am being a little picky about it. Normally I don't. But I liked this pattern, so. All right, there we go. I think I got it. All right, so now we're gonna coat the whole thing. Go over the whole thing with a nice coat, just not overly done, right? And it's going to be cloudy because that's what Mod Podge does, but it'll dry clear. If you use DuraClear, it doesn't look cloudy. If you're wondering like what's going to happen to the top and right around here, I'm going to show you. I see a couple of spots down here I need to get. All right, so now what you do is, and you don't have to wait until it dries. You can do it wet. It doesn't matter. But you take any kind of like sanding block material, and I go away from the edge. So I'm moving upwards like this, right? And then that just shaves off that excess and gives you this just perfect edge. That smell of the good old Mod Podge. All right, and so there you go. So you can see how the edge is like nice and clean, right? And you got that look the whole way around. And now, if you're wondering like, well, how do you do the bottom? Well, I'm gonna go back over and give it like another coat of the white paint because whenever I'm decoupaging, my paint layer is meant to just cover. It's still got streaks. See it? Streaky? It's because it doesn't matter. So, you know, it's streaky. So this needs a second coat anyway if I want it to be white. So all I do is take the edge like this, and I do the same motion of going in the opposite direction. So for me, I'm going down, right? And it's going to shave off all the extra, extra, whatever. And if it scuffs up the paint, so what? You're gonna have to go over it with one clean touch-up layer anyway. That's nice and stuck. It's all right. I'll paint over it. You won't even see it. All right, there we go. And that's the excess. So all of this, anything that's left, I'll just paint over. So there you go. So we got one little pot there. Oh, there we go. One pot. And now, let's do this pot. And I think for this one, maybe we'll go ahead and we'll do the whole pot, like top to bottom. That one, like I said, I'm planning on doing white, but I might do jute rope around that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You'll see on the final photo, right? If we do the jute rope, it'll be, you just hot glue it on. You don't have to overthink it. I have, like my comments are frozen. My whole device is frozen. I can't see anything. So I'm going to come over here. You have not done this. You're definitely, yes, Lynn, try it. You can seal the inside of the pot and the saucers. Yeah, so the moisture doesn't come through. Yes, Carol, you can. You can also, we're using the little saucers. That's what we're using, most of us, for Craft Club to make a bird bath out of. So, and then Tina said, would be pretty as a base for the Tina, so that's what we talked about. Dana is going to use one of the terracotta pot saucers, and that's what she said. She was like, I want to use the pot as my base, and I was like, you can decoupage it, and she was like, oh, yes, I want to think about that. So, yeah, I told her, I said it will look like almost like a custom piece instead of you just putting that pretty bird bath on top of just a plain terracotta pot. She agreed. Right? Go through all that trouble. Yeah, I can't wait to do the bird bath one. I love that kind of stuff. That's gonna be fun. Thanks, Renee. What you doing with yourself, lady? Hi, Susie. Hi, Lorraine. This poor girl's pulling up here in a black truck that looks like it is literally like a bumblebee that just dove into a flower. It's like so covered in pollen. Holy moly. This is what is in our noses right now. All right, so all I'm doing is just ripping the edge. I like these like ripped sections. It's just kind of how I like to do it. And I'm sure you're wondering, well, like, couldn't you just take the napkin and wrap it? And you could, but if you noticed how when I just pieced that one together, like this is smaller than this, which causes a pucker. And if you just keep going around and around like this, then all of this ends up just puckering. If you work it in smaller sections that you piece together, just like I did there, you don't have any of that puckering. So it's a little more tedious, but you get a better look. And it's so much easier to decoupage something that's flat that you can just iron it on and it's nice and done and perfect. Working on things that are round, like pots, eggs, things like that, it's a little more difficult. But I just love the look. Like you can decoupage hats, any of it. All right, so now I'm gonna work this in like bigger pieces. Since this pattern kind of has so much forgiveness in it, that way I can kind of go around like this, and then just go around the bottom and have a little, then up and down on the smaller, if that makes sense. Hey, Tara Wayne, I just said your name earlier today, and look at you, you show up. It's like you knew. I just said your name today. What are you doing? How's life treating you? How are the boys? Are you even in America right now, or are you traveling the world somewhere? I have to ask, because, girl, you be jet-setting. I never know. I never know what continent that girl's on. I have to ask her. She does love some decoupage, too. It'd be funny that you'd come in on this. You love decoupaging. Ooh, I love that. Like, it just looks so, like, just look how pretty that is compared to what it was, just a terracotta pot. This is one of my favorite napkins. It's so simple, but so pretty. Let me see what she had to say. You're eating lunch right now, even though it's 4 p.m. Oh, it is 4 o'clock. I had a little bit of chicken salad before I went live. I am trying to do better. I put on a little couple pounds over the winter. You know, I love my cookies. I'm sorry, but I love my cookies. And I don't find many reasons to tell myself no to the cookies. You know. So anyhow, obviously the cookies love me too. The cookies love me too because they've stayed around a little too long. So anyway, I've been trying to be good. So instead of stopping and getting fast food, I had chicken salad and I brought a orange or a mandarin orange. You're learning to be more gentle with you are. You're not bossing it around. Hey, Ashley, happy Wednesday, girl. What you doing? What you doing? I feel like Phineas and Ferb right then. What you doing? Any of y'all have boys that are around the age of 20, you probably remember, and maybe even younger. I don't remember how long Phineas and Ferb was popular, but you probably remember Phineas and Ferb. All right, so I'm gonna match match this up. So even though this end's crooked, right, and like your mind might be like, oh, I'm going to match it up here. This is all going to overlap, and all of this white, it's going to show through. So I match up to here, right? We're going to match up to here. And then we're going to go back and patch that, right? So that's the idea. Oh, I went ahead and prepped. Got Mod Podge all the way down here. Usually I do smaller sections. All right, there we go. You don't need a lot of supplies to do this. So minimal supplies, more than likely things that you already have, right? So just 2 paint brushes, one for the paint and one for the Mod Podge. You really don't even need 2. You could clean one. I mean, we could clean one. I'm just lazy. I need 2. You need some white or light paint of any kind. It doesn't have to be any certain kind. It doesn't have to be chalk paint. It doesn't have to be anything like that. Just as long as it's a light paint, you know, to give your nice background, a nice light background. I think like I said, I'm gonna Mod Podge the whole thing. And then you just need a Decopauge medium, which I'm using Mod Podge. You can use Duraclear, you can use Elmer's glue watered down. You know, so just pick your poison, and some napkins, and you can literally change anything you want. Anything you want. A little patience, and just kind of doing a little Tetris, right? So I'm going to start tearing this one too. And it's so easy. I love the cookies too, and I'm trying to be good. Tara Wayne, I can't. You need to do some for your new home when it's over. Renee, yes, that'd be perfect. Amy says she's back. Hey, Amy again. Thanks for your home now. I'm glad you got home safe and sound. Yes, for your new house. It's such a great, I'm going to see if I can shut this down. Why? Yeah, I'm like stuck. All I can see is up my nose. It's just a mess. Who knows what's happening? There we go. There we go. Now comments are starting to come back up. I can see Amy saying she's back home now. It's behind, but it's getting there. So if I've missed your comment, I am so sorry. Welcome. Welcome. My name is Heather. Come on in. We are just changing life for a flower pot. Using Decopauge. So come on in. Nothing, my buzzer. You use sensor. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's some other, like I've heard of, like some other mediums that are really good for it. I think there's like, isn't there something with plaster paint that's also good too? Yeah. So if any of you all have mediums that you prefer and you can share, like, especially, some of my friends here in the comments may not have Decopauge before. So if you have any tips on what you prefer, let them know. I do like napkins because they're accessible and you get so many. However, there is Decopauge paper that is specific for this. You can use tissue paper. You can use you can use scrapbook paper. Like, really, there is no limit. You can use fabric. So you can go anywhere you want to with a project like this. All right, so let's see. I want some sections there for the top. So we're gonna go this direction because that's how we started to lay the napkin. So I'm gonna do some long sections. That's gonna help me get, like I had a section here and down here. Yep, okay. So we're gonna piece that together. Like that. And I got this one, like that. All right, Let's rip some more. All right, let's get to work. We got some work to do. I got work to do. I got a job to do. I can't sing for nothing, but I always have a song in mind. So it's kind of a terrible combination that you can't sing, but you always want to sing. So anyway, just bear with me. I know I can't sing. I don't need any hateful comments. I absolutely know I can't. But the flip side is that I know way too many songs. So it's like, why? Like my car karaoke game is fire. I'm just gonna tell you right now. My car karaoke is like it's pretty happening. Are you being good about the cookies, Tara? That's the problem. I don't like things telling me what to do. Don't tell me I can't have the cookies. All right. So, anytime you have something like this, where you're going around and then you get to a point like this, what I do is I rip the napkin and then I put down one side of it like this. And then I laid this side down. And so anything that would have been a pucker is not. Now it's nice and flat. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this down over the top here because it's like a little match-up point, but look at that. So there's that easy. Now we gotta keep going, right? We've got all these other sections. Oh, my time's up. I'm gonna finish this. Y'all are gonna stick around with Craft Around the Clock. And if you don't know what that is, all you have to do is like touch anything on the screen and my description will come up and it's tagged in the description. It's a totally free group. You can join. Miss Tracy's gonna let you in. And it's just tons of live crafting all day long. So I'm gonna go see what my friends are up to, see what the next project is. You just never know what you'll find and get inspired for, especially Renee, that new home, right? So I hope you stick around and thanks for hanging out with me. I'm gonna finish this up. I'll get a photo of all of it, but thanks for hanging out with me for an easy craft. Bye, y'all.